did get into meditation, I would meditate and, follow the spiritual path as well. I would
Mm-hmm.
read. I still read about spirituality. I think that's a fabulous
Mm-hmm.
thing. It puts things in perspective.
Irrespective of having an issue or not having an issue, we all should know how to meditate. Meditation should be there. A spiritual practice, any practice which you want to go for yoga, tai chi, kuch bhi karna hai, but something, yeah. And then write with your hand, like pen and paper. That's
I actually did that. I don't know where I read that. Whenever there was a lot of things, and there are things that build up, and you can't really talk with people about that because it's kind of feel awkward. So I would write. I would just keep writing, and I wrote a lot during that period. In fact, I discovered that I really love writing actually. So that's very therapeutic for all of you guys who are going through a bad phase or with a bad relationship. Just write it down. So being in touch with your emotions and stuff like that. Like when somebody asks a question, what if you fail? Well, first you have to examine, I guess you would agree on that, is that you have to examine what your criteria of success is.
it. What's the
Before you
benchmark?
say
Yeah,
you failed, what is failure? I
yeah.
mean, for someone being second is a failure, or someone being in top 100 is success. So you need to figure out what does success mean to
Success
you,
mean to you?
and is that your idea of success, or your parents' idea of success, or your society's idea of success? Failure is when you start judging your achievement. You
Hmm.
might be unsuccessful at something, but that need not be a failure. Like I think Thomas Edison said that he tried 1,000 times before he discovered bulb or light or whatever. He said that was not failures. There was
Only
1,000
experiences.
the right ways of not to do it.
Hmm.
So failure is a strong word when you start judging your achievements. And then you need to ask yourself, maybe you're being too harsh on yourself. If you really have a passion for it, then there is no failure, there is no success. You do what you do, and you doing is the reward. But if you are saying you're failing, that means you have something in mind which you think you really want. Well, then it becomes tricky.
You already answered this question, that how do you keep your mental health in check during this lockdown? So,
During lockdown, look, it forces you to spend time with yourself, and a lot of time with your loved ones closely. It's trying times. It's not easy. I don't want to belittle it. You know, it's difficult. All I can say is hang in there. I mean, like like they say, to break the night, you just need one ray of the sun, and the night's gone. You don't need a booming sun to remove it. So just hang in there. Hang in there.
it has given you a lot of time. Maybe you would like to learn something new. Maybe you would like to, start again some of your hobbies you must have. Maybe you would want to get in touch with people you have not spoken to in many, many years. You can learn, like you can see a different you also in this, a positive you, which you thought you wouldn't be. Like I realized that I can be a technology person. I can have sessions with people from my home in their homes, which I thought was not possible. So I guess you get to explore a new view, and this is the time. Plus, also you are getting a realization that there is a force much, much stronger and beyond us.
Do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. If you can do constructive things, fabulous. Learning stuff,
Yeah.
well, I do. I play with my daughter's jigsaw puzzles.
Hmm.
I mean, I got the world map and it's got like 1,000 pieces, and I spend hours trying to fix that. It just stimulates my mind. I'm okay with that. I'm okay, whatever. And I kind of stay away from any negativity. I don't want negativity. I watch news for 10 minutes and I'm like, okay, I know what's going on. Let's switch off. Mental health, I can't emphasize enough that if you guys are in any issue, if there's a doubt, okay, just go talk to someone. You don't have to, I mean, if you think you're not feeling good about something and it's bothering you, then just go talk. I mean, a counselor just talks. I mean, the therapist will just talk. And bottom line, you can't deal with what's happening around you. That's not because you're weak. You
No,
can't cope
not
up
at
with it.
all. Yeah, yeah,
This
it's a
weakness has
different
got nothing. I
situation.
think
Yeah,
to seeking
yeah,
help, you are
yeah.
strong and you're brave, and you need to have the balls to do it and guts to do it. Sorry for my language. So, but
Yeah, no,
I,
that's very important. Yeah, it's not that you are being weak, or people who die of suicide. It's not that they are being weak, but it's like sometimes impulsiveness, sometimes those weak moments
that
you just give
moments,
up.
yeah.
I have these marks on my wrist.
Oh
These
Lord,
are
what is
my
that?
weaker moments. So I have tried to kill
Oh Lord.
myself, and not once. It was like three times. So I tried to jump off a
Wow.
like flyover. I tried to have insecticide, pesticides. क्या choice था घटिया choice.
So what brand was
And
that?
then I don't remember.
Okay,
I
look now. Okay, look now. In my eyes, you are a complete loser. You couldn't even kill yourself.
I
You tried three
I
times. I'm sorry. You suck at it, so don't try it again. It's okay.
no, and it was like I had a medical condition since my childhood, and doctors could not figure it out what it was. So even when I grew up, it took toll on my relationships, it took toll on my studies, it took toll on my other things, and I was studying journalism and
Which is because
psychology.
that cough thing you're talking about.
Yes, yes, because I was
It was that
continuously
severe?
falling sick. Yeah, yeah, it was like I used to cough blood sometimes, and I would fall
So
sick.
did
I would go to
doctors
the
finally
hospital.
find out what was the problem?
It was much later after I tried to kill myself thrice. I was like, I don't want to live. It's so much of
How
pain.
old
My
were you? If you
relationship
don't
is
mind, if you don't mind.
of 18, 19. Those were continuously 2 years. But at the age of 21, we figured it out. It got diagnosed with genetic medical condition called cystic fibrosis. I'm one among the oldest patients in India. So I represent now cystic fibrosis. I am like on advocacy group and I talk about it, create awareness, take workshops. But I tell them that I had my moments, and that was the time when I was looking for a therapist. I wanted to talk. I wanted to understand. I wanted somebody to listen to me, understanding my medical condition and understanding my mental health. And I couldn't find a single person. There were psychiatrists who were putting me on antidepressants. There were psychologists who would say that think positive. But how to think positive? So I was like, kya karu main? So I took courses first to help myself. It was nothing to do with others. I took spiritual courses. I took then mental health courses, and then psychology was a background. And within 3 years, I realized मेरे पास तो सबसे ज्यादा certificates हो गया. And I was a changed person. I was told that I'll die by 27. I am 33. I just turned 33.
So
I am not
instead of
dying
instead of
anymore.
seeking help, you were helping people out.
It became like that. After 3 4 years, it became
But
like
listen,
that. Yeah.
I have to tell you, Aruba, that hats off to you. I mean, forget me sharing my story. That's nothing. I mean, for you to share what you have shared, oh God, really respect for you. Really, really a lot of respect for you. And I'm so glad you're doing what you're doing because people need to hear from you the things that you've gone through and what does it take and what is the realizations that, okay. Do you want to share anything? Because I'm fascinated the
So,
first time because more people will be
yeah.
shy about it and say, no, 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 because, they're scared.
No, because I believe it's the quality of your life, not the quantity of your life. Even if you are going to live for 1 day, 1 year, give your best. Be that person. And when you are that person, if you have that capability, give back to the society. Give back to the contribution is must. I am in that position where I can share my story. I can tell them it is power of your mind. But it is a process every day. I do my exercises every day. I eat healthy. I think healthy. I meditate every day. I take rest. I don't run after things. I go on with my own pace. आज इतना ही हो सकता है मेरे से इतना ही करूंगी नहीं हो सकता ज्यादा so I never took a job.
Self acceptance कि
Yeah.
भैया ठीक है.
Yeah. It's so important for people who are going through chronic medical conditions, be it cancer, be it diabetes, be it rare medical condition, be it genetic disorder, epilepsy, कुछ भी. Accept your condition, be friends with it. The minute you accept it, you understand it, you give it what it needs. पर उसके बाद क्या हो रहा है जब मैंने थेरेपी शुरू करा लोगों के इतने गम देखे मैंने कहा मेरा तो कुछ भी नहीं है. Everybody would come their issues with what is wrong with me. I was like, okay, people have stories, people have things they're really struggling with. I am lucky one. So gratitude is very important.
I'm
Can control.
speechless here. I think that by itself, I think qualifies for you to being probably one of the best therapists that's possible. Because I always laugh at people who tell you how smoking is, how to give up smoking, for example, but they've never smoked before. You have these people who say, no, you should not drink. So have you ever drunk? No, how would you know?
No.
How would you know how I feel if I was to give up?
Yeah.
To read something and get that knowledge and impart the knowledge is one thing, but to having lived through it, that's just, I mean, your level of empathy is through the roof. I mean, that's just incredible. I mean, hats off, man. I mean,
थैंक
really.
यू सो मच बट नो लाइक आई टोल्ड यू ना जब मैं लोगों को देखती हूँ मैं कहती हूँ मेरा तो पिन्नी सा है छोटा
Oh,
but
God.
thank you to you for sharing your story with all
No,
of
no,
us.
anytime.